All right, fans of music, welcome back. It is Dave, the real music observer, observing real music in real time for real people. Yeah, just like you right there. And just like me right here. Why I'm not like all happy to have to talk about Stevie Nicks in a negative way. I don't want to get up in the morning and read what Stevie Nicks did wrong today. I don't want to think about how Stevie Nicks has destroyed Fleetwood Mac by banishing Lindsey Buckingham, which she did. Let's be honest, this was Stevie Nicks' decision. When Irving Azoff made the phone call, he said, she doesn't want to be on stage with you anymore, Lindsey, and it was either her or you, and we went with Name ID. We went with she's got more songs on the radio than you have, and we live in an age now where it's that kind of music and material that's going to draw fans in and keep them in the seats, okay? I've been to, concerts recently where people do not have the attention span to manage a Neal Schon guitar solo. And Neal is probably the most brilliant guitar player I've seen play live, okay? I haven't seen Lindsey, okay? Lindsey's got a different style than Neal, but Neal Schon, just incredible, and people are running to the concession stands, and I'm sitting there. Even my wife, who's not really as into this as I am, she was like, wow, his solos are good. And I'm like, yeah, his solos are pretty good. So we had a nice little chat about that. But, the folks that are going to these shows these days, they are heavily weighted toward the iHeartRadio focus-tested, and not only focus-testing the music, but also focus-testing the topics, focus-testing the information that you're going to get, And what did you get when this whole thing broke? Well, Lindsey Buckingham, he's not cooperative. Well, Lindsey Buckingham, he ruined the band after Tusk. Really? 38 years ago? You're going to go back 38, 39 years ago and revisit Tusk? Which, again, I think sold a couple million copies, and was kind of a response, a little bit of a rebellious, creative response to Rumors, which was the ultimate commercial record, and Tusk was making a statement. A lot of artists have done this over the years, sometimes to their detriment, but Fleetwood Mac came back with Mirage and Tango in the Night. So it's not as if they just went down that road and didn't come back. And by the way, Tusk stands on its own. There's no apology for Tusk. Tusk is a fantastic record. It's worth the babysitting money. I still can't get over that one reviewer. Oh, it cost me more money because it was a double album. But getting back to bashing on Stevie Nicks, it's not... See, this is the thing I get all the time. Well, you're being critical. You're being nasty because you're telling us stuff that we don't want to hear. It's like what I did with Steve Perry. Everybody covered their ears. No, he's my hero. Stop it. He has the best intentions. Just stop. And I wasn't really busting on him as a person. Now, some people have decided to go kind of negative on Stevie Nicks as a person because then there's this relationship thing that's out there, of course, well documented between her and Lindsey. And a lot of people think this is between her and Lindsey on a relationship level. And I'm not discounting that, but I think it's the secondary reasoning that I've really talked about a lot here. And that is Lindsey Buckingham operates at a different level. He's way up here. He's out, off the charts. Stevie at this point wants to get through these shows. She just wants to try to remember the lyrics. She wants to get out there and not worry that Lindsey is critiquing her work at this stage. She's 70 years old. She wants to stay busy. She doesn't want the kind of scrutiny. And honestly, I don't think there's much creativity left in Stevie Nicks. Now, I could be wrong. I don't think she's into recording new music. And if she is, it's not going to be held to the standards that Lindsey would hold it to. Lindsay is too meticulous right now for her. Lindsay is still Lindsay. Stevie has kind of moved on and said, let's just cash in with our name. Let's go out there, do some dates. Let's stay busy. Poor Tom Petty, look what happened to him. I want to be in the limelight. I want to soak as much of this as I can in. Okay, that's what she's doing. All right? But when you critique Stevie Nicks, okay, it's not bashing when you critique somebody. When you say, hey, you know, where did Steve Perry go, for instance? He was there, and now he's gone again. And people go, well, he's going to be back. He said he was going to be back. But he's not. He's gone again. So, but he gave us so much there briefly, and people were like, wow, this is amazing. And I was like, this is overload. It sounds like he's kind of trying to get this over with and get done with it. And sure enough, you know, he's had, what, a few weeks now, and Traces is still out there. And look, I make these videos, and sometimes I tick people off. It's just a natural thing that I do. I'm sorry for that. With Stevie Nicks, though, I think she's the catalyst of why this happened. So that's why a lot of people are waking up each day saying, man, what happened to this band? This didn't have to happen. It's all her. It's all her and the management that said, okay, let's go ahead and do this. And Mick Fleetwood, who said, okay. I think John McVie and Christine McVie probably have a little bit of this on their hands as well. Because they could have spoke up. I think they're probably financially solvent at this point. And you know what? Say they said, no, we're not doing this. Lindsay's out and they're out. That really puts Fleetwood Mac over a barrel at that point. It would have been a much harder, stronger negotiating tool if those two individuals said, we're not going. We're not doing this. And worst case scenario is you get Buckingham and the McVies out on the road, and you got Mick and Stevie doing their thing somewhere. And really everybody is probably going to flock to see Buckingham and the McVies over Stevie and Mick. But then again, we're dealing with that iHeartRadio world, so who knows. Okay, done with this video. A little bit like Buckshot. It kind of went everywhere. Sorry. See you.